Very few Egg Bowls have had a more dramatic lead-up than the one that took place on Friday. For nearly 4 hours, fans watched as Ole Miss punched its ticket to the college football playoff while putting an end to Mississippi State's hopes for bowl eligibility. The game started out with a surprise. True freshman Kamario Taylor was announced as the Bulldogs starting quarterback over Blake Shapen, who did not see the field in his final collegiate game. It didn't matter who was at quarterback, though. No one was stopping Kewan Lacey and Trinidad Chambliss, who gave the Rebs a first-quarter lead. In the second frame, the teams got into a scuffle, with the Bulldogs bench emptying as punches were exchanged between the arch rivals. Ole Miss took a 21-10 lead into the halftime break and followed that up, outscoring State by 8 points in the second half to capture the 122nd Egg Bowl.
Really happy for them, and it's a heck of an accomplishment. They did something no one's ever done before, and they did it in a really good style today. They played clean football, kind of said at halftime, man, our programs are built different. We build players to execute and play really well. Like they say down in the locker room, we want to make Sports Center for making good plays, not try to make Sports Center for starting fights.
Really, really hard decision for me as we got back from Missouri. Thought about it nonstop on Sunday, and for me it was as hard as it was to make. The result hadn't been what we needed, and for us, I felt like things had not been great up front. Who's the guy that has the ability, to make a couple of plays when things aren't perfect? And one had done some good things and felt like it was the right time.
Earlier in the week, Ole Miss Athletic Director Keith Carter released a statement saying that he expects Lane Kiffin to have his decision whether he's going to continue as the head coach at Ole Miss or make a change and go to a place potentially like LSU. Lane Kiffin was very emotional in the post-game press conference, mentioning that he wished that his late father Monty was still around so that he could call him regarding his decision to either stay at Ole Miss and try to chase this national championship or leave and take a job at an established blue blood.
I feel like I got to. Probably not as enjoyable as people probably think it is, but like Kirby says, when he wants to complain about being in the national championship and missing the portal window, it's like there's no crying from the yacht. So I'm not trying to get pity, but it's not as enjoyable as maybe some people would think.
The number one question that I've been asked over the last 2 weeks is Lane Kiffin going to be the head coach in Oxford when the team battles for a potential national championship? And every time I answered the same thing, I don't know. The reason? Lane Kiffin himself doesn't know less than 24 hours before the deadline. He was emotional following the game. It looked like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders. He even choked up when speaking about his future.
I missed my dad on this. I really missed him this week. And so, my two calls will be the closest to that from advice, what my dad would say to do on these things, and that'll be Coach Carroll and Coach Saban. Kind of wish when you had things to do in life that your dad wasn't there, or your dad was there. But this is what it is.
Ole Miss fans and the program await Kiffin's expected decision on his future. Will Lane Kiffin be the head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels when they take the field in the college football playoff? For now, here in Starkville, I'm Matt DiGregorio, WLOX News Now.